Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today we have something potentially very, very interesting. Tri-State EDC has sent me a very magical special knife that he claims is some of the best CNC work that I have ever seen. So those are bold words. Bold words, my friend, yes. But I do love learning about new things and new makers. So this is apparently, and you know, anybody can correct me, this is just an unboxing. We're learning today. We're not reviewing this product. We're just checking it out. I believe this product is made by a company called Everburn. I don't know if it's Everburn Knives or just Everburn, but this is a small USA shop here in Chicago. So this is going to be some mega tier. I mean, don't expect to find a small price tag on something like this. This is a very, very expensive type of item to create. But I want to find out how well this is executed. Tri-State seems to think that it is really, really good. I trust him, so I want to check it out for myself. Thanks so much to Tri-State. Make sure that you subscribe if you're not. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. The appropriate links for this will be down in the description. I don't have affiliate links for this company, but I will send you to their website so that you can check it out. I first have to say, in a knife world where we've kind of reached the end of cool packaging. I mean, I don't know, maybe we're like right on the cusp of like insanely cool now that like 3D printing is you know, people can just do this. But you know, box and pouch combinations, we kind of seen it all. This is pretty creative. This is very cool, and it's a nice way to display it. I don't usually get really, you know, frazzled by packaging, because I'm like, great, the box. I'll keep it in case I need to sell it, because it, you know, everybody knows if you throw the box away, you have to reduce the value by 50%. So, but I don't really care. You know, there's a lot of companies who they send their product in like a paper bag and a Ziploc bag. You know, like that's pretty much it. So, but this is cool. So credit where it's due. So let's open this up. Okay, there we go. Very, very nice. Everything feels very high quality. Good Lord. Okay, I didn't see all of that underneath the clear plastic here. Look at this. It's like a plate. So a lot of this appears to be 3D printed, and then we have the serial number. And then that might be the blade steel CPM 154. I don't know what all this is, but I do think that the little. Does this like come out? Just yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and it has a secret thing underneath. Okay. Well, let's see here. What was this? Everburn knife production broadcast. Okay. So it looks like we have, these are different codes for show side, lock side, backspacer, and then your different materials. The colors, right? And then there's a bunch of different words as far as, you know, this is specific to like how they do the texture patterns and things like that. And then there's some additional information down here. So, yeah, and as you can see, made in the USA, from the Hearts, 2025, Everburn, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And it looks like this comes with each purchase. Okay, that's neat. I'm going to put that back because here's the deal. I don't know if this is Tri-States, but if it's not Tri-States, it means that this belongs to a viewer of Tri-State, and they had agreed to let Tri-State send it to me, which is very nice. Look at this. Wowzers. That is wild. Now, a lot of people say, oh, CNC, you just push a button and it does it for you. I feel like anybody who really works would say, especially if you own a shop, you own those machines and you operate with them all the time. I feel like, I cringe when I hear that. When I hear people or I see people type that up, it makes me cringe. I can't imagine those of you who actually own and operate CNC machines and you are operating at this, you know, this level. I can't imagine how much that makes you cringe. To think that people are like, you just push a button and it makes it what, I don't know, it's silly that they charge. I can't imagine. I mean, if you're new, right? If you go to the comments, you see somebody type that up, just know that is a person who is waving a giant flag around. And on that flag is printed, I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. And I eat a bowl of gravel every morning for breakfast. Anyways, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You weren't kidding about that. Oh, I love the details on the bevels there. That's very nice. I'm actually going to stand up and look down here. Look at that in between. Ooh, I do love that. That's very, very nice. Very, very cool. I kind of like that we have left these little, these zones, I guess, where the tool like transfers into a different line or bevel. These kind of in between little zones here, I think actually looks pretty nice. Very, very nice. And to do this on titanium, of course, to do it on aluminum is one thing. I mean, I have a neighbor who does like CNC with aluminum, and he tells me how, time intensive it is, and, just not only the precision that's required and the right programming, but the amount of wear on the machine itself, but doing this on titanium is a whole nother deal. All right. So anyways, let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, goodness. What the heck is going on with the blade? Oh, my gosh. Dude, hold on. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh, my. Look at those details. Oh, my goodness. So change in angle here. Is that why we're seeing that line? Probably so. And yep, there it is right there. That's why, because it probably has to widen up back here. So initially I thought, oh, is that a machining error? But no, that's just the end result of milling into the blade. So take it a step further and mill steel. Stuff like this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. The action is insane. Hold on. Oh, man. Very smooth. The detent's awesome here. Check this out. Wow. Oh, man. The metallic, the ting on the detent. Hold on here. Ready? Let's see if I can capture it. Oh. That is a hell of a satisfying detent. Wow. Steel lock bar insert, it's just a frame lock. It's just a frame. I'm going to aggressively ignore everything else about it. It's just a frame lock. Yeah, it is just a frame lock. But I think the important thing to highlight here is that everything else that's happening with this knife, aside from the fact that it's a frame lock, is kind of what's interesting about it, yeah, really neat how we've got the milling in here, and then it comes up to this point, and then we've got these little grooves. This is wild. I mean, this is about as close to... I tell the story of the Sharp by Design Arts Nemesis that I own. That's one of 4. And at some point, Brian had decided to weave a pattern, like mill a pattern into the blade. And he did 3 of them, and this was apparently so frustrating. I would love to actually talk. If Knife Nuts Podcast will ever invite me back, I keep hounding Lev on. I'm like, when can I get on and talk with you guys? But if I ever get a chance to talk with Brian, I'll ask him about those 3, because the story goes that these were eating up bits. They were just destroying bits, and he said, never again. And some customer convinced him to do one more. And that one more is the one that I own. And he said after that, I'll never do it, at least that extensively. I'll never do that again. And I think he still does some milling on blades, but it's like nowhere near as complicated. This, if I compare the two, with the multi-directional like weave pattern that he's got, I think that's still more intensive. But this is very, very intensive. I mean, this is a lot. I can't imagine the wear and tear on these machines. Very, very cool. Can I feel the texturing? So this is actually, it's this way. So when you're cutting, it shouldn't affect. I'm gonna slice a piece of paper with it, which doesn't prove much. We're just slicing paper. I just want to know. I want to know how it feels. Of course. Yeah, it's a laser beam. I melted I'm pretty sure I melted that paper. That is absolutely ridiculous. I have never seen a blade like this. Never. I want to know how this is, because it has the lines on there that you would see after like 3D printing plastic, right? So these are hyper advanced machines that are creating this, and yes, it is a machine, right? This is it's probably hand tuned, hand assembled. There's probably some additional elements here that are hand. So we're talking like semi-custom, ultra high-end, mid-tech, like whatever you want to call it. Some people call this territory custom. The lines have been blurred. They've been blurred for decades. Whatever. This is an incredibly expensive item to create, right? And despite the fact that it is clearly made initially or cut out by machine, the process of that machine cutting this out of materials that are already going to be pretty expensive is, it's amazing, but it's an expensive process. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. This is spectacular. I want to get a good look here at the patterns there in the titanium. Really, really neat. Yeah, I'm really glad that he wasn't kidding. I've never seen, milling details like this before. I mean, maybe, in a different way, like the Aviator Bifrost, we've seen that. Very intricate milling in the titanium there, but I've never seen milling like this on a blade, right? I've seen variations from different knives, but this is pretty spectacular. Very lightweight too. I wonder how much this weighs. Well, first of all, why don't we measure it? Where is there it is. Okay, so the overall length of this guy, I love the name, Brimwulf. I don't even know what that means, it just sounds cool. 8 1/8. Yeah, blade length 3.65, cutting edge 3.5. Very, very good ratios. I kind of like that we didn't carve all the way through here because it's an area, that has been left open for a milling pattern. So 3.4 ounces. Better than 1-to-1 for blade length to weight ratio. Very, very nice. No blade play. Maybe it's a little slight lock stick, but it feels very good. I think, well, that may have been a trick of the eye. Yeah. Centering looks dead on to me. Very cool. God, that detent. Really nice. Very snappy. Very cool. Wherever you got this, Tri-State, if it's yours, thanks for loaning it to me. If it's one of your viewers, thank you to the viewer who loaned it to Tri-State so he could loan it to me. I will take care of it. I'll review it. I'll send it back to Tri-State. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.